and unwind while Logan speaking his mind. Dives into things that he likes to learn the process behind. Come and hear a little chat, little this, a little that. A podcast with no limit of cap, and a host that can flow and can spit a nice rap. TPP, man, it's where it's at. You can listen on the shit instead of scrolling through Twitter, or maybe on the plane to the Xanax. Get you take a listen in your car on your way to work, and then at work cause your boss is a jerk, and you ain't trying to hear what they have to say. You know that report was due yesterday. Too late, take a break with your boy and make some noise while I get to the point. Y'all, this is totally potpourri. We can talk about anything, giving you variety. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Get stupid. Get started. Get started.
Let's get it. Yeah, you got it.
Let's get it started.
Let's get it started. Yeah, let's get it started. Yeah, let's get it started.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Everybody know somebody. Grab somebody. Ask them somebody.
Now let's do the explicit version. Woo! Look at that vibrato. That was my Mariah Carey impersonation. Now let's do the other one. Let's get retarded and high.
My meth head impersonation.
That's good meth head. Can you believe the original lyrics was "Let's get retarded"? Like, I can't believe they would think that would be the right lyric for that.
Dude, I can't believe
Such an easy turn to a clean version, but
it's crazy how much more socially aware that we all have gotten as a society just with like the things that we accept and the kind of verbatim. Like, you know, gay used to be like something stupid, and
I said that so much as a kid growing up.
yeah, it comes out of me sometimes, and I don't even mean it. But it's like,
right.
Damn. Like the other day I was playing pool and something stupid happened, and I was like, man, that's so gay. And then he was like, what would you say? I'm like, what, you gay, bro?
It's not like
No,
I've had to try, but I've noticed it erasing from my vocabulary, though. Just like retarded, you know? He said the R word.
Exactly.
But that's just, yeah, I get it. Like,
but here's my
we're changing.
thing.
We're getting better about how we fucking talk to people.
My thing is this. Who are the people speaking up about the word retarded being offensive? Is it mentally retarded people, or is it other people who are offended by the idea that someone is mentally handicapped and they just get so caught up and twisted by words? Because no matter what, there's always going to be a word, right? You change it to retarded, then it's mentally handicapped. It's like, okay,
where does it end?
But I get, because mentally handicapped is socially acceptable, and that's the correct verbatim per se.
Vernacular.
So yeah, the vernacular. So it sounds like, oh, that sounds better. You know, it sounds better. But isn't it all just relating to the same thing?
It's the same thing, but it just
we got these different
better.
words, and they're all right here. But it's like, how do you relate to it? You know?
Yeah, but I get it. Like, you don't have to be retarded to take offense or to not want people to say that around you all the time. It's kind of like there's a situation where I went out with a bunch of my friends. All of us are white. These two random girls that my friends were friends with, I guess.
Yeah.
We're drunk and back at the hotel, and this one chick was like mad saying the N-word, and an offensive term too. Just because there's no black guys around doesn't mean it's, you know, you can say that shit. So we actually kicked her ass out.
Yeah.
Because like she said that shit, and I'm just like, yo, that is not okay. And one of my other friends backed me up, and we're just like, get the fuck out of here if you're gonna be a bitch like that.
Yeah.
Man.
Exactly.
Well, welcome to the Totally Potpourri podcast. We've got to do the intro, bro.
It's the Totally Potpourri podcast.
We're getting it.
I want to test out my singing skills really quick, so I'm going to try to bust a sweet little boom, boom, boom. And it goes like this. I've never... I'm off tempo.
Should I swing in?
Yeah, swing in. Swing in.
I'm swinging.
Oh, I mean, like, you got to wait until I get started and then find the tempo.
Gotcha.
Wait. Hold on. Nope. Okay, almost there. No, right there.
There's only 7 notes
right
in
there.
different octaves, so you're almost there.
No, too much. I never thought I'd be here today, but I gotta say, I'm having a A1 day. I'm having a A1 day. I hope you can come through my shop. I'ma give you what you need, yeah. Got it all, but I'm not selling no weed, yeah. I got everything you ever dreamed of. I got that cream stuff. I got them wontons. Ooh, you know what I'm on. Ooh, that's CBD strong, baby. And I got it all night long. I got it all night long. Come to my shop tonight. We're gonna get it right. Totally Potpourri podcasting, yes.
Now he's saying gay shit, bro. That was good, man.
The ass is non-gender specific.
True.
It was
Could be anybody's ass.
I was pertaining towards a female gendered ass.
Oh. Well, that's nice of you.
Only because that is the... You know what? Can we just edit that out?
Dude, we're unfiltered, uncensored.
Nah, man, we gotta censor that shit, bruh. I got family watching.
You don't even share this shit. What are you talking about?
Hey, back to what we were saying though about real quick about the just to jump back in that lane.
Get back
about,
into those words.
Like how they used to say words and stuff back then.
Yeah.
You know? It's like think about even just music that we used to listen to when we were kids, like Eminem's old music.
It didn't
like,
age well.
Shut up, bitch. That's my bitch screaming in the trunk. Well, I didn't slit her throat. I just tied her up. See, I'm not like you. Because if she suffocates, she'll suffer more, and then she'll die too. It's like, that's a beautiful song, but I mean, well, the message.
That's poetry, baby. That's poetry, baby.
But a lot of his shit, or like even, I was listening to like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, and like, I mean, that shit was banging, you know, but like, damn. I mean, the kind of stuff as a little young innocent boy that I was listening to was like,
get crunk in this bitch, get crunk.
Get crunk. I didn't even know
Don't
what
start
crunk
no
was.
shit, no be no shit, Mom.
I thought crunk was like a kind of juice or something. I was like, I mean, it was a special juice. That's what my mom told me.
I love that shit growing up as a little one when I didn't care about the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then when I started to care about the lyrics, I kind of had like that hipster cool guy thing where I was like, oh, I can't listen to this garbage anymore. There's no substance to it.
Yeah.
But recently I watched Hip Hop Evolution, which I highly recommend on Netflix.
Yeah.
They kind of break down just the history of certain sounds that have become popular. And one of them was crunk music. And the way they broke it down being like, you know, it's not always just about, like, music is so objective. Like, it doesn't always just have to have this certain substance, and it doesn't have to tell a story sometimes. It was their goal, their purpose, their intent with this music was just to get the fucking club going, and it did its job.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
You really can't hate it because it's not trying to be that other stuff. It's just trying to stay in its lane of just being what the club wants to fucking bang to, you know?
Yeah,
and
man. That's so true. That's
when
like,
that shit pops on, man. Who doesn't dance to get low, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm trying to appreciate more musical genres for their own. Like, I gotta stop comparing genres to other things because that's the beauty of music. That's why there's so many different genres and subgenres of things, because it can be whatever it wants to be.
Yeah, man. It's not like defined as one thing. And that's why a lot of like people who complain about auto-tune or all these other things, it's like, yo, if someone is listening to this shit, then let it be, bruh. Like, I mean, you can have your opinions, but your opinions don't mean fact. You know, just because you say something is whack, you know, it's one man's trash is another man's treasure. And most of these people who say that kind of stuff, they're just like stuck in their ways. They can't appreciate change or like different kinds of things. So it's like, whatever it is, you know, why do you have to hate on it? You know, it just is what it is.
But man, this modern music is trash.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's an age thing too. So I'm already feeling that generational gap. Like, honestly, that I like the beats of trap music and things, but when you just approach that song with the same style, the Migos style, it just all sounds so homogenized and just artificial to me. Like, it just sounds like, oh, it's just another trap song. and I just kind of want to see more differentiations of what they can do with that genre. Like it
Yeah.
all kind of just sounds like one.
Well,
specific
that is
sound.
developing though. There's
Mhm.
different differentiations, but honestly, it's the same thing as what you were just saying earlier. Is that this sound? It has its following, and it has playtime and play value for different scenarios and settings. I mean, people smoking in a car or partying, clubbing, like how crunk music was, the same kind of thing. You know, people aren't necessarily just listening to it trying to get like some deep philosophical vibe from it. You know,
Exactly.
it's like they just want something to bump to that has a nice beat,
Mhm.
and they could care less about what the words are. And over the long run, I mean, we'd like to see that lyricism also has its prevalence, and I think
Right.
it does with like artists like J. Cole and Kendrick, who are like
I
super
think just
mainstream.
being artists ourselves, we pride ourselves in that just because it's part of our artistry. So when we're
Mhm.
seeing other people succeed with that aren't they don't take as much consideration into their vocals or their lyrics as much, but there's no reason to hate because
Yeah.
of their success. You know, it's just sometimes it's like, oh fuck, I could write the best storyline ever into a song, but if that beat ain't fucking bumping, then it's garbage.
Yeah.
And then it's nothing. You know, no one wants to listen to it. But that reminds me of that South Park episode where
I gotta see the new ones.
where Randy there's that new tween music or some shit that the kids are listening to. It's like EDM, and Randy's like trying to be all hip and young still, so he listens to it, but it literally sounds like people farting in his ears, because that's what it just sounds like to all adults. But he's
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
be cool. He's like, I like it, okay? And that's when he
So
like
he's acting like he actually vibes with it.
yeah,
he's
then he
young and
actually
cool.
like becomes a performer, and he's like literally shitting into the mic and on his stage. His name was Steamy Nicks.
Did people like it though? People like, was that?
He was at like a dive bar, no one was there. But
Oh, okay.
he's like, because he heard like, oh, anybody can make
Was this a
kind
newer
of music.
episode?
No, this was this is probably like season 9, 10.
Damn, I gotta watch that.
Maybe a bit
That
deeper,
sounds
probably like
hilarious.
15.
Sounds
Forgot how many
really fun.
fucking seasons that show there is.
There's
man.
like 20 something now.
yeah, you gotta watch the new ones
23.
though.
Oh, I saw the new ones.
Yeah.
I saw the one with the tranny wrestler.
Yeah, the Macho Man looking wrestler.
No, I shouldn't say tranny.
What was her
But
name?
yeah, the macho.
Yeah,
It's,
that was good.
But that was a good one because that touches on actually something that people talk about a lot is transgendered
Athletes.
athletes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, man, that is such a touchy, like not touchy.
It's so
but
touchy. Like I don't even know what I stand on
It's
that.
not, yeah, but not even touchy. But it's like it's very nuanced issue, you know.
Yeah, it's like a new. I'm not gonna say transgender people is like a new thing. It's just more of an accepted thing these days. You
Or
know,
maybe it's like coming more known, the
Yeah.
kind of things. But
Yep.
if some of the facts that I'm hearing are true, which I have no idea, I would have to do research. But like, I mean, certain like men just have this more physical, what's
Like
the word?
testosterone
Advantage
and
in
advantage,
certain
yeah,
points. In
there's
certain
more-
points.
Right, because just our anatomy is different. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not somebody's opinion. That's
No, it's a
science.
fact,
You
yeah.
know, and
And
Joe
not
Rogan.
for every case, of course. Like, there's going
Right.
to be a lot of men who are weaker than most women.
Oh,
and there's going to be a
absolutely.
lot of women who are
Mhm.
way stronger.
Plenty of women in the UFC could kick my ass
Yeah.
any day of the week.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Joe Rogan got in a lot of trouble because he was on the other side. Like he was talking about a transgender fighter who was a man and is fighting women, and he just like,
That's not.
that's like a man beating up a woman. You
Dude,
know,
seriously, no matter how they identify
Like-
with, it's not. It's about their body.
I think that's where I draw the line when it's a combat sport like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's a big deal. Like say they're running track or something.
I mean,
like
it
that.
is though too, because the
It
thing
is, but
is,
yeah.
what we were talking about with music, right? Where it's like, you know, you want to be successful. Think about like track and field runners who, okay, they're not artists, but they spend all their day and time like practicing
Yeah.
and eating right and everything so they could win these races.
Mhm.
And then you just have somebody just win like that. That would be so unfair. I would
Like
hate
some
that.
dude just come in and just.
And I
murder
wonder
ya.
what they have to say about it. I wonder what other
Yeah.
female racers. That's who I really
I'm
want to hear
curious
from.
about that too.
I don't
yeah.
care about like men's opinions and
Yeah, I don't care what fucking
all these like straight white
Andrew
males.
from New Hampshire says about it. Like I
Yeah.
want to know what the actual people that are
The
getting
actual
affected by
athletes.
this would say.
Let's hear from them.
Yeah.
So actually, we have one of them calling in right now.
Bling, bling,
Um,
bling.
Hold on, where's my phone?
Get your phone. Get your phone, dude. This is so unprofessional.
is. Hello?
Who we got?
Hello? Hey, how's it going? This is Totally Potpourri Podcast. Angie. Okay, nice to meet you, Angie. So,
Angie, nice.
you have something to say about the this current state with transgendered sports? Really? Okay, that makes sense. Yep, got it. Thank you. She said that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, that sounds about on the point.
Yeah, so next subject, I guess, huh?
Hit it right on the nuts, man. Well, actually, I want to bring something up because I had some good news today, dude. My cousin Zach, shout out to Zach.
Shout out, Zach.
He's having a kid,
Your
man.
cousin. Zach is having a kid. I do not give a damn.
Well, I'm happy for him, okay?
You know what? I'm happy for him.
Shit.
Too. You know who else is having a kid?
Who?
Half of China right now. Okay, and I'm happy
Every
for
10 seconds, right?
I'm happy for every last one of them too.
God, could you imagine? Like, he's only a year or two older, but, like, can you imagine, like, having a kid on the way right now?
Could I imagine having a kid on the way?
Yeah.
Definitely not. And if I did, I would literally think about some bad things. Like
what?
pushing her down the stairs. No, I'm
Taking
just
her to your
kidding.
karate class?
No, I would just like spike
Practicing
her
gut
drink with
kicks?
like a baby killer drug or something.
Oh, yeah, you know. That's an
No,
easy way
I'm
to do it.
totally joking, and that's not even funny, honestly. That's horrible. If I were to have a kid on the way, I would be like, holy shit, I need to move back into my parents' house. I need to save as much money as possible, and I need to win some damn poker tournaments.
Yeah, that shit will change you, dude. I've got friends that have kids, but they've survived. I don't know how,
Yeah, but me and you, we couldn't.
You can sense a change in them, though, too.
Yeah.
And for the better, like, they're more adult.
For sure.
I'm almost envious of that, but I don't want the kid to be the lesson that I have to learn to become that adult.
Yeah.
I'd rather just grow up on my fucking own first.
I
know?
have so much growing to do. We have
Yeah,
so
dude.
much growing to do.
Oh my god, I don't even have my own. I don't even make car payments yet. You know,
Yeah.
like one thing at a time. But having a kid, that's a fast track to grow up.
The thing is, I know some people who had kids when they were in their, like, their lovey-dovey phase. After high school, they were together for a couple years, whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, she got pregnant. And they weren't even, like, together like that, but they were just like, oh, that's my girl, you know?
Baby
But
mama
it was just
stuff.
a horrible relationship. But, like, the dude, I mean, he's a good dad or whatever, right? But not necessarily like he's grown up at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's still doing the same bullshit, like, from what I hear, at least. You
I
know what
almost
mean?
feel like it. I mean, I think the right lesson to learn is to grow up and learn from that stuff.
Mhm.
But I almost feel like it would have an adverse reaction too to some people.
Yeah, like,
to
you
where
have
they'll-
to go worse.
They have to go wild out on the weekend, you know,
You know?
because like they feel like their time is ticking now, so they gotta
Yeah.
be young and reckless for just that little bit till that baby comes, or
I think that's what it is.
they go extra hard on the weekends now because they got this kid at home.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that would be me, I think too, and I don't want to become that guy. Like, I feel like I got my habits under control a little bit more than
Yeah,
I
man.
used to, and I think it would have that adverse reaction on me.
I
at least for
honestly
the
wouldn't
short
even.
time.
I couldn't picture myself even having a kid until after 35, probably.
Yeah, that's a
And-
good thing about dudes. Like,
yeah,
you can kind of
I can have a kid when I'm 50.
Whenever
something.
you don't have to worry about your body not being able to produce children anymore.
Yeah.
Unlike women they got that certain timeline. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like 30s, mid 30s, almost 40,
No, late 40s.
late 40s.
Yeah.
I guess so, because my grandma had a kid super late, her last kid.
Mhm.
So my mom is like 20 something years older than one of her brothers.
Yeah.
He was
same.
the
My brother's
redheaded
20 years older than me.
accident.
My brother is 20 years older than me, and he's redheaded too.
Oh shit.
But he was
Something
the
about
first
that.
kid.
Oh no, this one was we thought my grandma had an affair. We're like,
Damn.
where the fuck did the red hair come from? But he's definitely part of the family.
Are we sure?
I
Did
think.
they do a test? Or?
Who knows? Maybe
Might
we'll
not
disown
be.
him sometime.
Yeah.
Just playing.
No, but yeah, just
It's
because
weird.
he's
He was an
redheaded.
uncle at 3 years old.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
weird.
I've heard a lot of those kind of stories, and it's interesting. I mean, honestly,
Some people have people younger than them as
Yeah.
uncles and aunts and stuff.
yeah.
That's even crazier.
Oh, that's my buddy has an uncle that's younger than him.
Really? That's
It's weird,
so
dude.
weird.
It's like 16.
Hanging with my uncle. My old roommate had a nephew that was maybe a year or two younger.
Yeah.
So it was weird. Like, we're partying with his nephew. It's super weird.
Yeah, man. I think after a certain age, it's like, I mean, you can do it, But like, do you really want your kid growing up with the 60-year-old parent? Like, that's kind of embarrassing at school. You know, I love my parents to the death. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't trade it for a world. But like when I was a kid, I'm just talking about thoughts, right? We all have thoughts. When I was a kid,
What are thoughts?
when I was a kid,
Sounds nice.
No, I know you're kidding. I'm saying, man, what the fuck was I trying to say?
Kids.
Yeah,
Age.
my parents. Oh, no, I was just saying like when I was younger, I was thinking like, oh, I wanted young. Like I would see friends with young parents, and it's like, oh, that looks cool, you know. So
Yeah.
like I wanted
Super cool.
young parents.
I want
'cause
my parents to
are
be
old.
younger than me.
They're old.
Actually,
Take that out. Can we just take that out, please? That whole thing. Please, dude. I don't want my parents.
I'll cut it up, and make you look good, man.
No, just that whole thing. I was freaking lost my train of thought.
That's all right. I threw you off.
No, it wasn't you. It was a good joke. What are thoughts?
My roommate has like a super old dad, or not my old roommate has like a super old
Yeah.
dad. He was like, he's like in his 70s, and you know the dude's my age, my friend.
Yeah.
So like, he's significantly older than most dads
so
would
he had
be.
to have been like
I would be
almost 50 when he had him.
I'd just be so worried as far as like, well, on the dad's perspective, it's like, that's less time for my kid to be raised by me. Like, he's
Yeah.
going to have to deal with me dying at an earlier age, the sad reality. And then
Mhm.
as the kid, I'd be like so worried about my dad's health going through the process, you know? Like,
yeah, man.
and his dad's had some health scares and stuff. So, that would suck.
That's
'cause
a big
to lose him
one.
at an earlier age, but still ticking, man.
hmm
But yeah, that's a big thing you got to think about too, about
Tick
what
tock.
age you are before you have that happy accident.
Yeah. Tick tock.
Tick tock on the clock.
I forget what that was. That there was like tick tock.
Like the
Just something
like the
I
app
just.
TikTok.
Oh, Breaking Bad. That's what it was.
All
He
you
gave him
binged
that watch.
didn't you?
I binged that shit, dude. It was such a good show. I loved it.
You want to talk about the calling the poison control?
Oh, dude. Last
I got to hear this story again.
week, let me start by saying, when I go to the gym in the morning, I put like a little bit of essential oil, eucalyptus oil, in a water bottle and then put it on the rocks. So I put that water bottle back in my bag. I get home from work that night and I can't find my regular water bottle. So I see in my bag, I grab that water bottle, I pour the water out, fill it up with water, and I drink it really quick. Like I down it,
Yeah.
and then I can taste essential oil. And at first I just kind of like, yeah, that eucalyptus burning a little bit, but I kind of brushed it off at first because I didn't think it was anything big. But then I was like, let me see what happens if you ingest essential oils. I looked it up. It was like, it's extremely toxic, can be fatal almost. If you ingest this, call poison control. And then there was like comments and stories from people who either they did or like their son or something ingested it, and they had seizures and stuff, and I'm sitting here
Ooh.
freaking out because I just did it. So I'm like,
Yep.
oh man, this might be. So I call poison control. She's like, when did you drink it? 5 minutes ago. How much did you have? Well, I poured it on this rocks, and then I poured the water bottle out, and then she's like, so you just had a taste? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're fine. I'm like, wait, but. And I asked like 3 different times, and I told her the story, like, but just make sure. She was like, oh, you're good. I'm like, all right, cool. If I didn't call, I would have been sitting there tripping probably somehow.
Dude, for real. Like, it's nice to have that information available, but I get like this too whenever like my throat was sore the
Yeah.
other week. And I looked it up. I'm like, oh, is that a
Sore
lump?
throat.
Is that a lump in my throat? I thought I felt a lump. It was
Yeah,
probably
what
just
if you have a lump
swollen
in your
node or
throat?
something.
You type in.
Boom, cancer. It's like or like something horrible. You know, like it just goes. It makes your mind go to the worst place.
Yeah.
And it's more counterproductive because now I'm just sitting here stressing out about it and I'm freaking out about it more. Yeah, it's not. Don't WebMD shit
Dude,
when
it's
you
bad.
think you got something going on, because then you get all in your head. Like when I had that problem downstairs last year,
Downstairs.
unfiltered. We're gonna just lay it out. So I thought there was a lump on my I felt a lump on my testicles last like June. It was right when I first got that job. Luckily, healthcare kicked in and everything.
Yeah.
But I went to go check it out because I was having like it was burning a little when I peed. It hurt, and my ejaculatories
were brown.
No, it just hurt. So everything was just hurting
man,
that
sounds
came
like
out
you
of my
had-
peener.
Sounds like you had gonorrhea.
I went and got tested, nothing. And I went to the doctor, fucking nothing. They said that maybe it was like a bacterial infection.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's gone away since then because all they said was give it time. But they didn't like recommend any kind of like antibiotics or anything. They didn't really know what it was, and I still to this day don't know what it was. But me,
That's weird.
WebMDing the shit did not help the situation at all. I just started freaking out even more, man. And it made me think about it and think about it. And the more you focused on that pain, the more you couldn't block it out.
Yeah, dude.
Or yeah, that fucked me up.
That's what I was thinking was the problem not only with WebMD can be useful sometimes, but like in that situation or in my poisoning situation, for example, if I would have just drank that water and just went about my night, I wouldn't have felt anything. I wouldn't even have thought about it. It's cool. But the fact that I looked it up and then now you're seeing symptoms too, right? It's saying seizures, it's saying shortness of breath, all that. You're starting to freak out.
You're like,
Your
my
mind-
breath is short right now.
Your mind sees the symptoms and
Almost
then it
wants to
starts thinking like,
apply
okay,
to-
this is what I should expect.
Yep.
And so it starts getting ready for it and maybe even starting inducing it.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. I mean, the mind is so powerful.
Placebo, baby. It's crazy how powerful our minds are.
Can I tell you a funny story?
Please.
When so like, you know how we know that the minds are a powerful thing and
Yeah.
it can in like stress. And I feel like maybe this has been around for a long time, but I mean, maybe I've only been learning it as I get older. But I feel like people didn't have like back in the day, maybe even like 20 years ago, people didn't have a great idea of like how stress actually can harm the body and like how much it can actually affect your life. I think people just looked at it as like, oh, I'm stressed, whatever. I don't know if they knew like all the stuff that we know now about it, like how it's one of the biggest killers and all that stuff and blood pressure. But when I was a kid, I was at school in Kenya and people were playing basketball and it was all the seniors and stuff. And I hooped and stuff, but I was like 9th grade and these guys were all like varsity.
White.
And no, I mean, there's a lot of white people too, but they were all varsity, you know, like good hoopers. And I was like, they were like, hey, you want to play, you know? And I'm like, man, I can't. I got a stomach ache, you know. I'm just going to watch. And literally, I was acting like I had a stomach ache. And I had
And
to
you
like.
got one, didn't
now
you?
I had, yeah. And now I had to act like it because I couldn't just be chilling. So I had to kind of be like, oh, I got a fucking stomach ache.
Dude, I hate when I make up excuses because I think karma's going to bite me in the ass and that's actually
Yeah.
going to happen. You know, I'll be like, oh, no, my ankle hurts a little bit. And then your fucking ankle, you like roll your ankle.
or
in,
even
like,
something
couple
else.
Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that though. And it just, the science of the mind is still a fairly new thing too.
It is.
But it is funny when you WebMD things,
Neuroscience.
stress is always like one of the factors.
Yeah.
It seems to go with almost every type of
Dude,
illness.
stress is like.
I think that's what
freaking
my shit
big
was.
killer.
My shit might have just been stress. I was highly stressed out at that time.
I don't think stress can put a lump on your ball sack.
Yeah, but it might have like caused
My buddy has
some
the
kind
same.
of pain down there though.
Oh, my buddy has a lump on his ball sack. That he told
The
me
lump's
about.
gone now. That's the weird part.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I think stress might have fucked something up in there. I don't know. But yeah, it's still the science of the mind is still a fairly new practice. It's crazy. Like even 20 years ago, nobody knew what the fuck CTE even was. You know,
Yeah.
they did
dude.
not treat concussions like the way we generally care
Wow,
for
think
it
about
now.
like the football equipment that they had back then too.
Even pro wrestlers used to take chair shots to the face
To the face.
all the time.
Do they do that anymore?
No, completely. They're really good about the CTE because of the Chris Benoit thing. You know,
I don't know who that is.
Chris Benoit was a wrestler, like one of the big veterans, highly respected behind the scenes. Like he was kind of the locker room leader in a way. He had crazy head trauma basically from all the chair shots and stuff. One of his signature moves was to dive off the top rope, and he's supposed to land on his hands for the most time, but it's a diving headbutt. So he'll hit people with his head if he botches it or. You know,
Why
just
would
fucks up the
anybody
move.
do that?
Well, he learned the move from one of his favorites growing up who did that move. And that dude had some brain trauma and shit. But they didn't know anything about concussions that much until and WWE didn't really
Was
they
this
didn't
the
really
90s?
practice it very well. This was 2007, bro.
2007.
So, backstory with Chris Benoit, he was really good friends with Eddie Guerrero. And Eddie died unexpectedly from a drug overdose.
I heard of Eddie Guerrero. Yeah.
I think that was the turning point in his life that made probably those symptoms kind of come out of him more. He was definitely changed from the experience.
Yeah.
But in 2007, he no-showed an event, which is unheard of for him because he's such a vet. He ended up murdering his wife and kid and then killed himself. Murder-suicide. And they analyzed his brain afterwards, and he had the symptoms of an 80-year-old with dementia. So
Holy
that's
shit.
when they it literally flipped WB on its head, because they'd have people get their bell rocked and get probably a concussion, and they would make them perform the next day. They just oh, you just got your bell rocked, no big deal. No, like some people gotten concussed out there multiple times. Bret Hart's
Dude.
another one who concussed himself twice in one match, still worked the next week, and he had a stroke after he retired 5 years down the road, because that shit, the long-term effects of it might have had something to do with
Did he
it. But
die?
no, he didn't die. He's
Dude, let me say
resilient
this though.
motherfucker.
That is crazy. And to touch on, okay, what happened with the one guy who did that horrible thing, 80-year-old with dementia, but it's I'm really interested to see how the brain works in people who do those kinds of things, because it's what kind of reality, so we've experienced a psychedelic state before, and not that would be anything close to it. It's all love, psychedelic.
Yeah.
But what I mean is I know that I can have a different frame of mind, a completely different frame of mind than what I am right now.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking. What kind of, you have to become some kind of sick to think that it's okay to do that or to even do that. And I wonder what made you do that? Because even an 80-year-old with dementia, they're not going to just be killing people
Definitely
that.
the death of Eddie, for sure, though. That was a big turning point. He would write letters to him when he was still dead.
And then maybe he was just thinking oh, you know what, I'm just going to take my whole family with me.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a religious thing, because he did put the Bible next to his kid and stuff. And
Well, but dude, that's so.
dude, it's a really
so weird,
fucked
man.
up situation.
Oh,
But look at Hernandez.
what?
Another one. I watched
I don't know who that is.
Aaron Hernandez,
Oh, the football
the
player.
football player,
Is that
who-
good?
murdered. Yeah, he murdered 2 people the same year he won the Super Bowl.
At least, right?
At least. Well, 3 at least. Because there was 2 separate murders, but 2 people were involved in the
Yeah.
first one. Yeah, man. And he was, I don't want to break down the whole entire thing, but yeah, dude, they studied his brain after his death, too.
No, break down the entire thing. Spoiler alert for those
I don't know if I can.
for those who are gonna watch. Oh, but just tell me what you know. Because
Basically,
I'm interested, but I don't want to watch it. It looks scary.
he got involved in the wrong crowd while he was still playing football. And he grew up in Connecticut. And after his whole football thing, he went to Patriots, got drafted there, which is really close to Boston. So he still had the same bad group of friends to hang out with. And I think he wanted to be more gangster than he really was, in a way. That they kept calling it fake gangster kind of thing. But it's this millionaire that still wants to do hood shit with people.
Mm-hmm.
So one of his closer friends, I don't even know if they should call him a friend, because he ended up shooting him in the fucking face. I don't know how you survived, but that dude survived. Anyways, he sold him guns, and he also bought weed from him and stuff too. But he would have never met that guy if weed was legal. Well, maybe. But anyways, I digress from that point. Anyways, I think the first scenario of him murdering somebody was he was at a club with that friend from before, and some dude stepped on his shoes, or I don't even know what spurred him to do this, but they ended up leaving the club and then rolled up on those 2 guys that pissed him off earlier right next to the car, and he fucking shot him because he thought he was being, I don't know, his mind was already
he's
fucked
just
because of all the
already fucked.
concussions and stuff too.
He thinks it's whatever, it's a game.
I also think the documentary laid a little too heavy on blaming CTE for his actions too. Plenty of people have had CTE. Plenty of people have had concussions and not murdered their entire murdered people and shit.
Yeah.
But there is something to it, because Junior Seau, another football player with CTE, committed suicide, shot himself in the chest so his brain could be analyzed. He knew something.
Murdered himself is okay too.
I guess he assassinated himself.
Yeah.
But he purposely shot himself in the chest so they can analyze his brain. He knew that there was something fucked up in his head, and that's what scares me. Is that
he wrote that in a letter or something?
In a suicide letter, I think, to analyze my
You
brain.
think,
because
or you
something's
know?
wrong. I'm not exactly sure, because they only briefly touched up on
Okay,
the
well,
Junior
we'll
Seau
have to
thing.
look that up.
Yeah.
'cause
Jamie, look that up.
Putting those facts out there. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Could have just shot himself in the chest because he doesn't want to leave a mess for his family or something, you know?
Well, either way, they got to clean up a dead body.
Yeah, but at least it's not face splattered all over the place.
That's not a lot of room for error there.
Dude, imagine how sick it would be to just, like, walk in to your roommate's room.
Oh, my God.
Like, hey, buddy, you home? Walk in, and they're just laying in bed with their face just splattered.
This may sound super fucked up, but when I get to those...
I'm sorry.
When I get to those lows, I think about shit like that, where I'm like... When I get to those lows, I'm just like, someone's going to have to find your body. And it's like,
yeah.
Fuck. Like, I don't want to put somebody in that situation even.
I think
where
that's...
they find my dead body.
I think that's like a reason for a lot of people who think about that sometimes, and because I've read posts on Reddit and stuff, like some deep discussions of like, hey, people who thought about suicide, whatever. I think that's the actually thing that maybe holds a lot of people back from even thinking about the next step of doing something. Because I mean, I don't know if everybody has, but like even me, I love life and I've always have, but there's some times where I've thought like. But I'm not thinking about like, oh, I want to kill myself. There's just times where it happens where I'm like, man, what would it be like if I just died, you know? Or like, man.
There's definitely times like I never like went through the actions of it. I've had thoughts, but it's more or less like if I got struck by lightning right now and died, whatever.
Yeah,
that
like,
it's
what
more
would
of
it
that
be like?
mentality.
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
something that I would I've never like gone to the low point where I've
No,
actively tried or looked
but
up
the thought,
things.
but like I know what you mean though about the thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
like we all get thoughts sometimes.
Yeah.
I even had them. I was like, man, sometimes things
even
you're really low in
Mr.
life.
Happy-go-lucky.
You're really low in life or something, or there's just so many bills or whatever, and it's just like, man, just fucking just want to stop this shit, you know?
Yeah, dude.
But then you're like, well, I
sometimes
can't do that, so
stresses
fuck
you
it.
out. You feel like you're in too deep of a hole to
But
dig
see,
yourself
when
out.
that happens though, when that low shit happens, I know it's so cliche, but I always go back to like, okay, but quit that thinking, like, what's really going down? You know, what's really important to you? What really matters? Oh, wow, you have friends, you have family who loves you. Fuck these bills. What, money is going to make you not want to enjoy this life?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if it gets down to it, go out there and be homeless and enjoy the nature. You know, like move to freaking Florida, go travel the world. Who gives a fuck? But anything but die. Do anything. You could literally give up everything and just move, spend the last money you have on a plane ticket to Thailand and just go there with nothing. Is better than dying.
Yeah.
Like,
So at
just
least you're
freaking try something
experiencing
new.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just immerse yourself in something new and just go all the way, you know?
But like to hark back on like the don't want people to clean up after my death.
Yeah.
I think that's why that suicide forest in Japan is so popular, because you can just go into the woods like an old dog and just let yourself. Well, they wouldn't let themselves die; they'd kill themselves. But
Suicide Forest?
yeah, bro, you don't know about that?
Never heard of it. Tell
It's
me
a
more.
forest in Japan. I think it's by Mount Fuji a little bit, but it's this forest that's notorious for people that just go in there and never come back.
I wonder how many
kill
ghosts are in that forest, dude.
An insane amount. They made a movie about it. I don't remember what the movie's called. I think it's called The Forest, but yeah, they made a movie about that shit. I can't remember what it's called, but there even was a documentary on it. I don't know if it was Vice or not, but I don't know. He was filming out there.
Akogihara.
That's the one. Even when they're filming out there, they're with a guy that like his job was to go out there and like prevent this shit from happening when he would see people and kind of talk them out of it. And there was a dude like there when they were filming that they ran into, and like the dude tried to talk him down and out of it and shit like that. It's like, damn.
So
it's
do
so
they just go
frequent
out there
that
and
even
shoot
when they
themselves?
I don't know what they like camp out for a bit because they think about it for a bit. You see like tents and stuff that used to be put up and things. They probably just shoot themselves or something. That'd be more painful just to starve yourself out there.
Also known as the Sea of Trees, is a forest on the northwestern flank of Japan's Mount Fuji. The western edge of Akagara, where there are several caves that fill with ice in winter, is a popular destination for tourists and school trips. Weird that people would go, like go on a school trip.
Oh, let's go to the suicide forest, kids.
Parts of Akagara are very dense, and the porous lava absorbs sound, helping to provide visitors with a sense of solitude. I can see why that would be a nice place to end it all. The forest has a historical reputation as a home to Yurei, ghosts of the dead in Japanese mythology. In recent years, this forest has become known as Suicide Forest, one of the world's most used suicide sites. Signs at the head of some trails urge suicidal visitors to think of their families and contact the Suicide Prevention Association. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some shit, man. And
15 eerie things about Japan's suicide.
I love Japanese culture, but it's all work, work, work now there, man.
It's one of the most popular suicide destinations in the world. Japan has a long history of suicide
Well,
tradition.
Yeah, because you know what seppuku is, right?
No.
So back in the samurai days, it was more honorable for a samurai to kill himself than to be killed by somebody else. So most people's instead of the death penalty, they would banish you to commit seppuku on yourself if you want to retain any of your honor.
Any value, honor, yeah.
If obviously you didn't go through it, then you have no honor and they would kill you. But what they would do is it's the most fucking gruesome way to kill yourself too. They would sit down on their knees, grab a little dagger, cut their fucking stomach and bleed out with their intestines popping out of them. It's the slowest, most painful death. That's why it was honorable.
Dude, how weird is that, man?
Dude.
How the fucked up in the head do you have to be to even think of a tradition like that?
Bro, human sacrifice and things like that have existed too back then.
Yeah, but to yourself though, man, I could see doing it to I can't see it, but
speaking of the mic a bit more,
I could see doing it to someone else. Don't ever tell me what to do.
I'm just saying, we gotta get good waves, bro. Keep the quality up.
I think people can still hear it.
I'm looking at the waves right now, bro.
I think people can still hear it. Same damn thing. Anyways, I could see doing it to someone else, but not yourself.
Yeah, dude. That's painful as shit. And to know you're gonna go through that pain.
Ugh.
I guess I can see why they think it's honorable, because it makes you look tough.
Death by hanging is the most popular method at that forest, by the way.
Yeah, that would make sense. There's a bunch of trees. Just grab a rope.
It may be haunted too.
Oh, it's definitely haunted. If ghosts exist, they're definitely at that fucking forest. And I'm starting to really believe in ghosts. But I haven't had an experience yet.
So have you had more since the last time we talked? More belief?
I've just had so many people vouch for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't had that experience
But they're all crazy, though.
Right. Everybody's fucking crazy that I deal with. A topic I want to talk about, maybe just a thought that maybe you would relate with, or just see how relatable this thought is. But just sometimes I catch myself finding it difficult to say that I love people, like certain people or just certain things in my life. It's so hard for me to get to that point where I love it because I feel like I'm overdoing it. But I can say I hate this, I hate that, or I can always say I love South Park or meaningless things like that in my life. But I don't know if it feels like with you, but even just going to see relatives and stuff. I don't make it a common thing to be I love you. I should, because I actually do love them. But why is it so difficult to say I love you to things sometimes?
I think that's a problem for you because you're a demon. I think for me, dude, it's the complete opposite. I love too much. I love you. I was just telling Nick earlier, I love you, dog. You know what I mean? I love, whenever I see, I think it's how we're raised though too, because my parents and my family, we've always said love you. Whenever you leave in the house, all right, bye, I love you. When you're on the phone, bye, I love you. Talk to you later.
Family, I feel like it's a common practice because I've done the same thing with family. But it's certain family, I was never really close with aunts, uncles, and all that, extended family stuff.
Yeah.
Intermediate family, every phone call, it's I love you. But I love you, and I love just other music artists and certain things like that. But I would feel weird going up to say a fellow music artist that I'm cool with at a show and be all right, I'm out of here, love you.
That's weird.
Exactly.
Why would you do that?
Well, I'm just saying, that's the thing I'm trying to get on. Is why is it so weird to say I love you when we actually do love each other?
Philosophical thought of
it's a philosophical thing because we're so quick to go to I hate this and I hate that. We can easily slur that out or love trivial stuff if you're talking about a TV show that you like, oh, I love it. but you wouldn't even say to the person that we're just having a conversation with, like, I love you.
Okay.
It means
no,
different, something different, right?
I get your thought, but it's all over the place.
Oh, I know. It's scatterbrained.
The thing is, your example of the musical artist, for example, it's not a good example for the thought you're trying to relay because it's not an either or thing. It's not an either love or hate thing. If you had to decide to either love that person or hate that person, you had to tell them, then of course you're going to say, I love you. You know? You don't have to, it's not like an either or thing of like, hey, I love you, man. You know?
It's not like I just want to go and be like, hey, I love you.
But I think what
you.
you're trying to say is like, not why is it so hard to say I love these things or whatever, but more so.
Hard isn't the best word. Just,
like,
it feels weird, right?
Oh, so like instead of hating on so many things, why not just love them? Is that what you're saying? I don't get it.
It's hard to explain, but
Like
it's more or less
the
like
musical artist. Like,
why does it make you feel weird to say someone if you broke it down, you do love them?
mm-hmm.
To just go with that word and say love.
I'll tell you why. Ready?
Yeah.
I can answer this question.
Please.
It's because love is a very, I'm trying to find the correct word to define.
Strong word or
strong, very like close. What's the word here? Like intimate.
Yeah.
It's a very intimate term.
Yeah.
And although you may be on good terms with someone and you're good friends with them or whatever, it's not in the society that we have developed, in the vernacular that we've developed. It's not necessarily the proper way to communicate likeness. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It's more so for like close family or like loved ones.
But in a society that truly wants to embrace love.
But then if you say that to everyone, then what's the specialness of it?
That's true.
That's the problem, you know?
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to make a new word for the person that you really
Waters
love.
down love. Yeah.
You know?
That's
you don't want to water it down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is.
But I guess that would be a better example. I butchered it when I first tried to explain it because my mind was all over the place. But like saying I love you in a relationship, I just like I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I'm trying to say?
No.
Like,
what do you get? You get
like saying when you first try in a relationship and you like
you want
saying I love you to that person is a really big deal, and I get why it's a really big deal. Mm-hmm. At the same time, it's like, why it's so hard?
Because I got that too. It's because when you first are developing this bond with this person, it has to be a mutual thing. So there is a difference between immediate satisfaction and attraction, aka lust, and love, right? So some people jump the gun and they confuse lust with love. And they go, and this shows signs of immaturity, and it shows signs of, what's another word, like attachment problems and stuff. Like you're 2 weeks into it, and then you're just like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
You're crazy. Get the fuck out of here. You know, like, no, we just met. Like, yeah, I like you. You're really cool. But you're already saying love, so you just throw that word around then. Huh?
Oh, no, it shakes you.
So that's the kind of person.
It's like, what?
That's the kind of person you are. You just throw that word around. And also that shows me that really this doesn't have much meaning because I'm mature enough to understand that there's no way that you could love me yet because you haven't seen all of my flaws and you haven't seen all of my quirks and the things that I do when I get mad that you don't know yet. You know, like everyone has those. Everyone, You see me when I get angry or something. I might get pissed off or just be a dick or something out of nowhere for no reason. I have friends who I know who they're super dope people. But you also have to know them to know that they nitpick about this and act like a dick for no reason, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, that's when you love someone, is when you can look past that stuff. So when someone says like that in relationships, it's a big thing because it's like, it shows the maturity level of you. It's one of those steps in a relationship with someone that's like, oh, that's how you feel? I feel the same way. Or, oh, that's how you feel 6 months in, you know? Oh, that's how you feel? You know,
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Love.
Well, sorry to break your heart, but see ya.
Yeah, like you have to have that defining thing, that super huge thing
Mhm.
that either is a conjoinable term or it separates. You know, it's like, I don't feel that for you. Like, I like you a lot. I think you're a really cool person, but I don't feel that for you, you know?
Mhm.
And it's just something that is undefinable, really, as far as the feeling of love. But it's a real
How
thing.
many times you been in love?
Twice.
Twice. 2 more times than I have.
Really?
Well, I've only said I love you to one person in any relationship, and it was more or less like she was the one that like said it first, and I couldn't say that right away because I was still kind of feeling. It was still a feeling out process, and really liked her. I enjoyed her company. That's why we're still dating for, I think it was like a year. So that was like my longest relationship, but I tried it out. And when I said it, it didn't feel right. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
like it was a feeling that you can tell if it felt true or not. And
Yeah.
it didn't seem right. And then when I said that to her, she thought I was on the same playing field as her now. So I felt like she was ramping things up, and like I just wanted to slow things down.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, if I'm still like on the fence about this for this long, it's definitely not then, right? So that's when I kind of broke it off. And I was just like, it's not really, I'm not in love. I know I said it.
Yeah.
I tried it. I've never said it to anybody. So like that was even just an achievement on itself. So yeah, still haven't really been truly in love though.
Yeah.
How about you, bud? Valentine's Day is coming up.
Well, my first love, it was the first thing that we talked about. It was lust, basically,
Mm-hmm.
a really hard form of that. But what I was immature enough to turn that lust into actual love that I had. And I believe that she had as well, but she just had a lot of things going on, and just, it couldn't have been true love because our lives just didn't clash together. She was the one who passed away recently.
Ooh.
And yeah, we just went completely different routes.
Yeah.
And I just realized, like, okay, I don't love this person because of the kind of person that they are, the kind of things that they choose to do and how they choose to live is not what meshes with me.
Mm-hmm.
But then my most recent relationship, I fell in love with her because I met her at a party, and just like as soon as I saw her face, and like I literally, it was like, I can remember the night, specifically the moment. It was like seeing a freaking, I don't know the way to describe it. It was just like seeing this wave, this like blanket of good vibes and beautifulness, beautiful aura just swept over me. And she smiled, and just her smile, everything, dude. It was like, wow, like I really was just caught. But I was still cool though.
Vision your future with them just because you got such a good vibe right away.
Not at that moment, no.
Yeah.
But
Isn't that weird to think about though? Like from that moment, it actually spurred out into this like thing that you actually did have a future with that person that gave you those
in
that
retrospect,
vibe right away.
In
Yeah.
retrospect, but I'm
In
talking about
retrospect.
like that moment
Yeah.
specifically.
Yep.
Like I was still cool though, like I wasn't like taking
Play the cool way.
I wasn't like taken aback by her, ever present beauty or something. Like when you meet someone like who's just, like a model, just way out of your league, but really
Yeah.
they have no personality, so you just put them on this pedestal and you're like
tricky
caught
balance,
up,
man.
your face turns red.
Yeah.
Like with her, it was more like I could just really vibe with her.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing that I knew was that I wanted to see her during the daytime and meet her, hang out with her during the daytime the next day. I was like, when can we hang out? Like she had a break on work. I was like, come over during the day. And we just talked, and I just wanted to get to know her. And that's how I knew. It wasn't anything that was like, oh, this is a girl that you should date,
Right.
It was just like, I just knew because I wanted to.
You actually just wanted to
Because every
be
other girl
around
that
her.
I kicked it with and talked with and had fun with and chilled with or whatever, they were all like, oh, I just want to see her, Friday night, or I just want to hang out at night and drink and whatever.
Yeah.
But like her is like, I want to see her during the day, and I wanted to get to know her, and I just wanted to be around her, and then just something developed and just talked, and the relationship bloomed over time because we took it slow like that, and I did wait, even though I knew how much I liked her. I didn't just get overbearing with this feeling of like and this feeling of like attraction, you know. I waited for when I actually knew it was appropriate that she felt the same way.
Yeah.
And just also that I knew it was appropriate for the amount of time. You know, it's a big equation. You got to take in like the
Dude,
amount of time to be
You
being
gotta
together.
write that shit on a chalkboard or something.
Like,
'cause
how long have you been
time.
together? How well do you know them?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you see them? All
Like,
these things.
how many things have you done that you would consider like close? That
Yeah.
only like really close people who might love each other would do.
Yeah.
Like go on family outings and stuff like that. Like, how many of those milestones have you completed before you drop the L bomb?
I mean, not even my outings and milestones or anything, but just like it's basically just like time and like how you
Yeah.
feel about that person.
Yeah.
But I remember specifically the night that I told her that I loved her, and it was at this party, and I was around some good friends, and she was there, and she was just getting along with everyone. And I remember I was just looking at her, and that's when I knew. I was just like, it's so hard to explain. It's like maybe you can explain, but I knew that I loved her.
Love
you know?
is unexplainable.
Like I loved
I'd
her
assume.
so much.
That's cool, man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
See, like, I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I could do the relationship thing and I would learn a lot of experience from it. But at the same time, I'm holding myself back because I feel like I still need a lot of self growth to do. Like, I still have to learn how to love myself fully and unconditionally before I can do that to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what's kind of pulling me back from that whole scene and my inexperience with just being in an actual like close relationship with somebody else.
Yeah.
Some of it kind of scares me. Like, I'm kind of scared to commit because I'm like, is it that really that one person that I want to be with in this whole state, in this whole country? You know, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, this is that exact one. But like you said, it's when that moment hits me, I'll know. And it'll be like that unexplainable.
Yeah, because the way you're looking at it is more of like this needle in a haystack kind of view, which is never going to help anything, you know? Like you could say the same thing about like music or like a job. It's like, oh, out of all these things to do in the world, all these things I could be doing, I choose this one to put all my time and effort into.
Right.
You know, it's like sometimes you just got to go with the flow, you know? And
Totally.
that flow is like
definitely.
whatever is in front of you and that feels good.
And I think it's the fact that I kind of believe. Do you believe in soulmates?
No.
I
don't believe in anything, dude.
I've like balanced the thought, you know, but that also stresses me out when I'm like just now talking to people and starting like flings or whatever you want to call them. Is that like, what if I'm spending time with the wrong person? You know,
Yeah.
like, is that hindering me from finding the actual person that's perfectly right for me instead of the one that I just kind of like right now? So it's always that kind of battle in my head as well.
You know, that is actually something I'll say soulmate. I don't believe in the normal term of soulmate because
More
what
than
is a
just one.
soulmate?
Right.
It's a mate for your soul. Okay, cool.
That could be
There's
a bunch of
many
people.
soulmates out
Right.
there. So many people that can be cool. I mean, like Kevin Garnett wasn't just on the Timberwolves. You know, he traded to all these other
Is he your
teams, and then
soulmate?
he played on the Celtics. No, but like Timberwolves wasn't his sole team. You know, like but he still had an enjoyable journey with them and a fun career. And that's the same thing with humans. Like you can be with a girl and have a wonderful 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. And then maybe your paths just don't cross anymore. And then you're on a new journey. You know, like life is like an endless musical song. You know, it's not about the composition of getting to the right note and the right, I don't know if, you know, I don't feel good with her 100% of the time, so she might not be my soulmate. You know, like the idea of soulmate in general is a simulation idea. It's like, okay, who put this forth that you have this match, and how sick of an individual do they have to be to make you only compatible with one other person out of 7 billion
Right.
people? How the fuck are you supposed to find this person?
Well, I think it's
an endless goose chase.
Yeah, I don't believe in a soulmate, but I believe that there's many soulmates.
Yeah.
But that still makes me think that I got to keep myself available for that one that it could be one of those potential soulmates. So it's hard for me to commit. Is kind of what I'm.
Well, you know the beautiful
summing
thing
up.
is? Here's the beautiful thing. You can commit, and then try things out with that person. But if there is that soulmate out there, they're gonna cross paths with you eventually in your little dream that you're having right now. So once you do cross paths with them, it doesn't matter that you're already with somebody else. That's your soulmate, and you're just gonna have to break things off with that person. Hey, it was a fun run while it lasted.
Or she can just be my side chick.
Yeah.
Just playing. I'm a monogamous man. Now, I'm kind of do what you want.
Polyamorous.
Hey, if that's the way you want to live your life, I'm all for it.
Fine by me, baby.
I just think it would be weird to be in a relationship like that. I had a friend who was bisexual, and she dated someone in a, I guess you'd call it a polyamorous relationship. The girl that she was dating was married to like her friend, basically. They never had sex or anything. She was actually just she was just like lesbian, and he was straight. They just had like a financial bond, basically. But they were married though. And my friend dated her for a while, and I'm just like, that is kind of, it would be a weird position right away. But if you try it and you like it, then cool. But it was weird. Like I went out to the bars with them, and they were cool. Like it was a totally cool time. But like she wanted me there just to be like, 'cause she didn't really know what she's getting into or what to expect. So they were both there at the bar, and they're chill about the whole thing. And yeah, it was just kind of odd though. Just me being like the third person and all. It's like it's kind of outside looking in. I was just like, I don't know if I could do this. I really don't know if I could do this, man. That would be weird, personally.
Yeah, but it's just financial though, right? It wasn't like they were.
That's
actually
basically
married.
it. It's like one of those things where like, you hear about like, oh, if we're this age, then we'll just get married. You do that with like, say your friend.
I thought it was one of those like green card situations, like, oh, I'm
no, like they were married, but it was more or less like they just financially bonded, basically, because they weren't having sex with each other. They weren't like they probably loved each other in a platonic way.
Okay,
is probably why that became a thing.
But why would they financially bond? What's the benefit in that?
There's a lot of tax benefits and shit like that, and having just two incomes on one thing is like having two people help you out instead of just you just.
So is that how marriage works? You like if
That's basically what marriage is.
If I was making however much a year, and my wife makes however that much a year, now we become one entity.
Yeah, like you take all of her debt or her money. Like what's her face? Bezos' wife left with half of his shit.
No wonder people want to get married all the time, because it's like, oh, instead of going through this stupid cruise ship of life by myself, I can just conjoin forces with somebody and deal with all this bullshit credit and debt together.
Now we have to share the bullshit.
We gotta share.
That's love.
Wow,
that's
crazy.
love, baby. Sharing the bullshit.
So really, if two people are making like 100K, then you make 200K.
Yeah.
You as a person, like you
as
just double up.
They just
as a household, but like.
See, that backs me off from marriage. Like, not that I'm gonna be. Or not that I'm like some rich dude or anything like that, but that would back me off to be like, if I'm in a relationship with somebody that I'm living with even, and maybe even have a kid with, what's the difference? Like, say you had a kid with somebody like my cousin. They're not married, but they're having this kid and they live together. The only difference of marriage for them would just be that financial bond. Like now they're actually responsible for each other financially. Yeah. That's the only difference. And the funny, ironic part is when you do that, it's this large, expensive ceremony that puts you in that hole. So it's a fucking trap, man. It's just a trap. Like, I get, like, you want to show your love and celebrate it. I totally understand.
Unless you're smart and have a cheap wedding.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. But still, I was like, you just kind of financially fucked yourself real quick. I mean, not that plenty of people have done it and been okay. So
I don't get why people do that though. It's such a weird human tradition.
That's the only difference.
It's like just for that one day, and now we're financially fucked for a while, especially if you can't afford it. I mean, if you're rich, I get it. But dude, if you're gonna get married though, you gotta get married to a rich chick, dude, like a financially free.
That's the dream, baby.
Trust fund girl.
I'm gonna become a trophy husband. Just
I don't care what.
Make music in my room all day.
Yeah.
Take care of the kids. She can make all the money. I don't give a shit. I had a teacher in high school who his wife was at the time getting her doctorate, and now she's making like majority of the money. He was just teaching for shits and giggles, basically.
Yeah.
Super cool guy, loving life. And I'm like, that's the dream, baby.
That's what I want to be.
I want to be the trophy husband. Fuck yeah. I'll stay at home, play Xbox with the kids. Sounds like a dream, man.
All right.
Is it Reddit on Reddit time?
I think so. It's nearing about
We
that
need like
time.
a segment break, like a little audio break. Like, Reddit on Reddit.
You could make one.
Yeah,
during
I guess so. That's
during
kind of
this
what I do.
time. Yeah.
Reddit on Reddit.
Well, you could even
Let's do
make
that
like
for
a
now.
little logo thing pop in. Reddit on Reddit.
This is Reddit on Reddit, Reddit on Reddit, Reddit on Reddit. Have I said Reddit on Reddit enough yet?
You know, the coronavirus has a small mortality rate. Or fatality rate.
Coronavirus?
Yeah. It had a small fatality rate. Like 2%, I think.
Oh, man, it's just another thing to get everybody up in a fucking bundle about, man. It's like the swine flu.
Yeah.
And what was the one before this? Was it fucking E. coli or not E. coli?
Zika. Maybe it was after that.
There's something that happened in Africa, but everybody's worried.
Ebola.
Ebola. That's what it was. Yeah, it's just like these
Ebola.
scares to keep people in their fucking place, man. I mean, obviously, I do believe this thing is actually going on, and there has been, people getting sick all over the place.
Yeah.
And fatalities and whatnot. So I don't want to undermine any of that.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying the media takes advantage of this to blow it out of proportion and make it like an epidemic across the world.
Yeah.
Because they just want to distract you while a lot of political things are happening right now,
So much. The impeachment trial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of stuff.
I'm seeing through that bullshit media.
All right, what you got?
Let me see here. I thought this was interesting. Religious beliefs may lead some people to believe they are addicted to pornography even when their porn use is low or average. People who believed pornography is morally wrong were more likely to report that they were addicted to porn than those who didn't find porn use to be morally
Interesting.
objectionable.
So
The few people that believe it's such a morally wrong thing are only doing it a few times compared to most people, and they're the ones that are like, yeah, I'm addicted to porn. But the ones who don't see it as a morally conflicting thing
are like addicted to it.
or at least jerk off more than the
Yeah,
people
that makes sense.
that are lowly doing it and think
If you're
it's
like
morally
conscious
corrupt.
of it,
Yeah,
if you're conscious,
more conscious of it.
yeah, you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Science. I guess it's no-brainer science.
Yeah, for sure.
That was interesting, though. Oh, where's my Ask Reddit? Reddit, I'm asking you something.
Soldiers of Reddit. What are things that the military doesn't provide that would be good for people to send in care package? Nah.
I got one.
Okay.
Turns out God didn't create all species. He let Satan create one. What species is it and why?
Mosquito.
Mosquito, that's the top one.
Really?
Yep, mosquitoes, man. Satan's spawn, dude.
Yeah.
Fucked up. Suck more than vampires, man.
Oh man, what else?
Ticks. Satan made ticks. Hands down, no question. Fuck them.
Yeah, dude, ticks are the devil for real.
Anything that sucks your blood does not seem like something God would create. I don't know.
What else? What else is on there? I'm trying to think of like crazy.
Bed bugs was another one. I mean,
They're
yeah.
all these things are like just nuisances to humans.
Yeah,
You know?
like straight up insects. Yeah,
Like,
anything
what about something
insexual.
that's how about humans? Fucking humans are
Humans.
fucked up.
Other humans.
Humans are fucked up.
What? A tongue-eating louse? What the fuck is that? All right, I gotta
I
see
wonder
this
if
thing.
humans are on there.
What? All right, I gotta see what this tongue-eating louse is a parasitic isopod of the family, whatever the fuck. This parasite enters fish through the gills. Oh yeah, I know this one. Okay, this parasite enters fish through the gills. The female attaches to the tongue, and the male attaches on the gill arches behind the female. Females are whatever. This is the one that like the parasite serves as blood vessels. Fish's tongue, causing the tongue to fall off.
Oh man.
And then it attaches itself to the remaining stub of the tongue and becomes the fish's new tongue. Oh, okay. That's something different. I guess it replaces their tongue and eats whatever the fuck they're eating. I thought this was getting to. There's a parasite out there in worms. I'm not sure what animal it's in, but it controls their fucking brain.
Oh, I heard about that.
What animal do they control? I'm trying to remember, but it's a
I
parasite.
know, I heard about that.
Yeah, dude.
You should look it up. There's something that controls something's brain. I forget
That
what
is
that is.
so interesting. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I know what you're talking about though. Is it like rats or mice or something?
Something like that.
Frogs.
Parasite that controls brain. Top one. Ooh, there's parasites that control human brains too. Ooh. That's not the one we're talking about.
That's something in like cat pee, I think.
What?
Yeah, cat pee. It makes you crazy, I believe.
Fuck, I suck at Google, man. Oh, here we go. Maybe. BBC. Don't fail me now, BBC. Zombie ant fungus? Does that sound right? Ants are great navigators, following highly efficient paths. Oh, yeah, so they control ants' brains. Well, that's one of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ants is one of the ones that a parasite can control. There's one in crabs. So there's multiple animals out there that have to deal with this shit.
But the cat pee though, dude, that's
It's a South Park thing. They get high on it.
no, that's the thing though. Is like it makes you crazy. There's something in cat pee that like,
Really?
can take over. I think it's like a pregnant woman or something. I forget exactly what it is.
There's a pregnant
Seriously.
woman inside
No,
cat
it
pee?
affects pregnant women, and that may be. Hold on, I could be just butchering this whole thing. Cat pee pregnancy. How dangerous is cat urine while pregnant?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Urine isn't the issue. Feces is. I have 2 cats, and I did have to change the litter a few times. I just was
It's cat poop now.
toxoplasmosis. That's what it is.
Toxic plasmosis?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, don't go around some cat pee then. Shit. Somebody put the loon as one of the Satan's creatures.
So there's this Ask Reddit.
What?
There's this Ask Reddit. It's you're given a choice. One night of the most passionate sex with your
Saw
ultimate dream crush, or a lifetime power of being able to make bread rolls appear whenever you wish, but only you can eat the rolls. Which do you choose and why? So someone said, I can't share my rolls, only I can eat them? What kind of jerk makes up a rule like that? I'm banging my crush and hoping the passion is enough to make her want to do it again. We'll start dating and open a cute bakery together, and everyone but you is welcome. So then someone says, the limitation makes sense. Otherwise, you could exchange them for money or whatever, and it fucks up the spirit of the question. So someone replied to them, quotes, hey, baby, I don't got any money, but I got these delicious bread rolls, and they can be yours for a night of passionate sex. Oh, sorry, officer. I didn't realize she was a prostitute. But would my bread rolls get me out of this situation? What do you mean I can't pay my bill with these bread rolls? Have you seen them? They're fantastic and delicious.
What a weird question to ask. Ooh, how about this one? What quality do you find attractive in someone that generally would be considered the opposite?
What quality do you find attractive in someone that generally would be considered opposite of attractive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of them was resting bitch face.
Yeah.
The one I think I said earlier before the podcast was this person said, I'm into small, hairy dudes. And then he put an edit to, he's like, for all you thirsty people out there, I'm also a guy.
Yeah.
But then the comment under that said, Danny DeVito has entered the chat.
I would say
Hairy armpits. I'm playing.
I
Well,
would
if
say
it's your thing.
a girl who treats me like shit.
Treat me like absolute garbage. I'm your fucking slave for the next 12 hours. That's fucked. You like being treated like shit then, huh?
No, I'm just saying like it could be sexy.
If it's done the right way, I guess. Somebody,
I think I got bit by a spider or something.
What?
Shit. My foot feels weird.
Spider-Man, it's gonna go numb. Better call poison control, dude.
Dude, give me that number.
Somebody said, I like it when a guy's inexperienced. I guess I could see the appeal in it.
Oh, yeah.
The purity of that person, I guess. I don't know. The comment under that, RIP your inbox.
Yeah.
Shade.
That's good.
Oh, that's funny. I look at noses. No, I don't want someone's nose in a sexual way. I just like nice noses.
Yeah.
Gotta have a nice nose. Oh, here's one. They say 10,000 hours makes a master. What do you have 10,000 hours into and still suck at?
That's good.
Or-
Fortnite.
Fortnite? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I put that many
No,
hours
not
in, but
10,000.
damn. With the hours I put in, just from when I used to play steady,
Yeah.
I should be better than where I'm at. I'm pretty shit still.
I would say maybe, I don't know if basketball would be it. I've been playing basketball for like damn near since I was 12, 11 years old, you know? But not like, probably not 10,000 hours though.
Yeah, not even I started playing basketball in kindergarten, all the way through high school and shit.
I think
but
the only thing that I've done
it's not-
10,000 hours is just like taking a shit.
it's masturbating. Good at that, master.
Yeah, but not 10,000 hours though.
Yeah, well, it's up there, dude.
10,000 hours is a lot.
It's up there.
How many? Is that like 10 years or something?
It's up there, dude. I don't know. Just playing. Chewing food without biting the inside of my mouth.
Damn.
Yeah, man. That'll still happen to the most experienced chewer.
Yeah, it will. I'm trying to think.
Some people said school just passed like 12,000 hours. I wonder how much schooling we've had if we break it down.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's different, obviously, but
8 hours a day.
all through high school, and then
And you had 3 months
me, I had
off.
5 years of fucking college, but not all
Oh.
of that time was actually studying. You know, it's just like the couple
I'm
hours.
sure someone's already done the calculation.
Oh, definitely.
How many
Life.
hours of school?
Short, sweet, to the point. I like that one. Just life. I think I got pretty unlucky on my stat rolls. Handwriting's a good one. Some people just will always have a shitty handwriting.
Yeah, that's good.
Mine, I'm not going to say it's good by any means, but it's like, I feel like it's my own.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like my handwriting is distinguishable, and I kind of like it, and it almost portrays my brain in a bit, where it's like, there's a thought process to it all.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cool and abstract, but it's still, like, kind of chicken scratchy and all over the place. It's edgy, you know?
Yeah.
Not like I'm edgy, but it's, like, definitely all over the place.
Yeah.
That's what my writing's like. It's
I
my own thing.
Yeah. I got good handwriting.
Do you? Do you write like a woman's handwriting? If I read it, it kind of looked like a girl wrote it?
It's nice. It's like clean and neat. But it's
Yeah.
not necessarily like a girl's though, but it's just like it's clean. It's neat.
It's fucking clean. Mine's full of fucking me trying to like do the circles over again on O's and A's and stuff, and like erase marks because the T didn't look right. I used to be really perfectionist about it, but then I'm more like my handwriting's got a little worse because I've stopped giving a shit about it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, you know, when I write lyrics and stuff,
But I wonder
just
if
kinda
you
comes out of me.
practice, if it would make a difference. Like if you actually practiced and put the time in, you know?
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'd say so.
You know, if it would make a difference, if you like put the time in, And actually sat there like artists do, like.
Yeah, especially logging in like 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like it would.
You never did the little sheets when you were in elementary school that you had to write A over 100 times?
Yeah, no, I did that shit.
You
But
didn't take it seriously?
I didn't do 10,000 hours. I
Did
mean,
you take it seriously, though? Like, try to make them look good?
not like perfect by any means. Maybe that's where it came from though, because I did those in school, and then in school I'd be constantly erasing all my shit to make it, because it wasn't satisfactory. But now I'm just like, who cares?
I had a gift, I think.
Unless you're like writing an order for something, or like something that somebody has to actually read, then I'm not gonna really care, because I can read my own shit, but it's hard to read some people's shitty ass handwriting. So I try to spice it up and make it look nice for other people if they have to read it. You lefty?
Yeah.
How have I not known you're left-handed? Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
Well, it's on a shitty napkin, too.
It's definitely like a dude's handwriting, but it's like a clean. It's clean, you're right. On a napkin. We don't have books. We can't afford books. Should we wrap this up, brother?
Yeah, let me finish this.
Oh, you love me. Oh. Was that hard to say?
Yeah, that's why I had to write
It's
it
tough,
down.
dude. Yeah, exactly. You didn't want to fully express it.
Back to what you were talking about earlier.
Call back.
Oh.
But yeah,
my
man.
stomach is hurting.
I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I think it's about that time.
We're gonna do a bit of a shorter episode. You know,
Short episode this
came
week.
in high like a roller coaster. Now we're kind of
We
coming down.
Well, we started too late, I think.
That might have been
Because
it.
we did so much
delay.
prep and all
Yeah.
that, like so much prepping, and we didn't get started till like 10:30 down here.
Yeah, fucker. I'm just playing.
It's my fault.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Follow me at all social media at the letter I, letter M, Logan Michaels. You know the drill. Follow this podcast on Facebook at TPP Podcast.
TPP.
And thank you. Another episode in the books, dude.
Another one in the books. We have many more coming.
Many more.
And the next one's going to be even more spectacular.
So
we have
spectacular.
Logan and Matthew coming in
They're
with
cool.
a brand new segment.
What?
Right away, off the bat, get ready. You will, let me just say that it has to do with
We didn't talk about this at all.
the meaning of life.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry, we won't give it away.
Well,
The meaning of life
secret safe with me. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
and how you can change your life in 5 easy steps.
Ooh, here we go. I'm interested now. Now we just
Well, that's going to be next
we
episode.
really promised a lot to these guys. I mean, hope they tune in and find
How
out
to
what
change
those
your
5
life
easy
in
steps
5
are.
easy steps, and how to get out of a
5 easy
depression in 5 easy steps, and how to become financially free in 5 easy steps.
You heard it here first.
Buy my new book, How to Become Successful in 5 Easy Steps.
Written by you, huh? Successful.
Yeah, it's written by me, and hopefully I can get it off the ground and become successful.
I'm like trying to write it into existence right now. You know.
I'm gonna become successful by telling you guys how to become successful. It's the ultimate scheme. All I have to
great.
do is get you
see no
motivated.
flaws.
All I gotta do is motivate you.
No flaws.
Sell a bunch of books that tell you how to get out there and do your thing. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what it is, but I'll
But
tell
you
you.
might.
I'll tell you that you need to figure out what it is that you want to do and just do it.
And pay me for showing you the way to do it.
Come to my
I'm not
seminar.
really showing you anything though.
It's $200 a ticket.
That's it. That's a steal, bro.
Yeah, and it's a
Wow.
5-hour seminar where I'll have other guests
5
come
hours. Wow.
that'll teach you about finances and credit and everything. And then at the end of it, I'm going to talk to you about how I became successful and how you can too. How I'm traveling the world right now, speaking to groups of people.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
I'm super successful because I talk to people about becoming successful.
It's the way to do it.
It's the only reason why I'm successful.
It's crazy to think about, man.
I'm selling a dream.
Selling
and
a
that dream is
dream.
yours. I'm just giving it
And
to
in
you on
turn,
a
it's my
platter.
dream.
I'm giving you your dream on a silver platter, okay? I am the reason why you can become successful.
Makes sense, dude.
Tell your friends about me. Matt, a.k.a. Matt Nunya, a.k.a.
Ooh.
Matt Fucked Your Bitch,
Hey.
a.k.a. screw you and screw everyone in this world. I'm going to the Sikorsky Forest. Okay?
People really call you that. And I don't think it's a Sikorsky forest.
It's a suicide forest.
Yeah, dude. That one.
You know what? Everyone listening right now, I think you are all pieces of shit.
Whoa.
I think that you guys are not doing anything
Okay.
to better this world, to better yourselves. You guys have no self-discipline, okay? You're probably eating a bag of Frosted Flakes right now, straight out the box,
Straight out. Who
crying.
needs the milk?
That was me last night.
Shit. Well, Matt's opinions and thoughts do not reflect the Totally Potpourri agenda. So don't take any of the shit he says for real. Except that last part. That's probably real. If that's you eating Frosted Flakes out of the bag.
Dude, I was eating them straight out the bag.
What? That was you? Oh, man.
I'm
Doesn't that
a
hurt your
bad
like throat?
boy.
Swallowing that shit dry?
No, I can
almost
swallow
choked on
dry
that
all
shit.
day.
Oh, okay. We learned a new thing about Matt today.
I don't drink milk, dude. I don't drink dairy. I don't do that dairy crap.
I had a bowl of nails for breakfast without any milk.
Dude, all
SpongeBob,
you
baby.
gotta do is put the nails in the microwave, get them nice and steamy,
Put some canola oil on it and
or
salt and
fry
pepper
them,
the bitch.
deep fry them, or deep fry a donut and then
Deep
sprinkle
fry
the
anything
nails
and
on
it's
top. Yeah, you just chop them up, sprinkle on top of the donut.
Don't give Dunkin' Donuts any more ideas, man. All right, let's wrap this shit up. Thank you so much. Peace out, y'all, for another episode.
This is totally over.